Today, our verse is Matthew 11, verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. This verse comes at the very end of the 11th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus had talked about the person and mission of John the Baptist and how terrible it would be at the end of time for those towns and people who have not welcomed the good news. Then he gives thanks to his Father, who has hidden the mysteries of the kingdom from the learned and the wise, but revealed them to mere children. Finally, he invites his listeners who have labored and are heavily laden to come to him, for his yoke is easy and his burden is light. The yoke was a heavy wooden beam laid across the shoulders and fastened around the neck of two animals, usually oxen, and tied with rope or straps. This yoke enabled the animals to pull a plow or a cart. Compare Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 3. Yokes were also used on slaves and prisoners, especially when they are being taken into exile. You can see Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 10, or Lamentations chapter 1, verse 14. It means that the yoke could serve the good purpose of plowing or the negative purpose of servitude. The question, therefore, is, what way is Jesus using the yoke, and what kind of yoke is he talking about? We can look at this from different angles. The first point is that Jesus acknowledges that there are difficulties and challenges in life. These challenges can weigh us down and become heavy burdens. And many of us are carrying so many burdens daily. The burden of family, the burden of work, and so on. But there is another burden which weighs us down spiritually, the burden of sin. This burden is more dangerous because it affects the soul. Jesus, by taking up his cross, the wooden beam upon his shoulders, carried the sins of the whole world up to Calvary. Sin turns us into slaves. But when we journey with Jesus, we are not weighed down by sin, and so life becomes light for us, despite the challenges that we face. Jesus says, "Learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart." Learning to live like Jesus makes the yoke and burden light. Although we experience challenges now, they will be only temporary, because our true rest will be assured at the resurrection. However, there is another way to look at it. That Jesus is inviting us to take up our yoke and fasten it to his, like the group of animals pulling a plow. When Jesus shares our yoke and burden with us, they become light and we are not overburdened. In this way, we will be able to pull the plow of the challenges of life, which may weigh us down both spiritually and physically. So when Jesus says, "Come to me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light," let us not hesitate to go to him. What makes our yoke easy is that Jesus carries it with us. We are not alone. Jesus is always with us, sharing our burdens, making them light. Lord, help us to share our worries and challenges with you, to lay them at your feet, knowing that you are there to share them and to join with us to lighten our burdens. Amen. I invite you to share this verse and your comments, and also add your own verse for the day. And may the Lord bless you. Amen.